Hello, friends.
Hey, everybody. I feel like we were just live. We were just live.
I know.
On Friday night for our happy hour, but we are back today, and we are so excited to talk about our dose calculation course and to let the world know that it is live and available for purchase. This is an amazing course, and I'm going to be bringing it up here shortly to just give you a little tour and show you all the different parts of the course, because it's very comprehensive, goes over all the same types of problems that we cover in our dose calculation workbook, but it's in a different format. And it's great for our international students and customers because we don't ship internationally. So this gives you a chance to really take advantage of our resources for dose calculation help. And it's great for people who don't necessarily want to carry around a book, who want a more eco-friendly solution. And it also provides some other really neat advantages in terms of giving you immediate feedback when you answer questions. So you'll get to see that when I give you guys a tour. But I just want to say hello and give everybody a chance to get online. So have we figured out how to say Danaya's name?
I don't think she ever told us.
Okay. Hello. We are so happy to see you again. And we really want to know how to say your name right. So help us, okay? Help us help you, all right?
Yes.
Hello, Tara, Aport, Jenny. We have a new member today, Bernadette. Yay! So we love our members, and we have a special thing for our members tonight. So definitely hang on to, definitely stay tuned, because we're going to provide some good information on that. Hello, everybody. Where we just started. So did you all start already? We literally started like
haven't missed a thing.
You didn't miss anything. We're just kind of chit-chatting, and I'm just giving some like overall information about our dose calculation course, which we are so excited to share with you. So, over the course of our live today, we are going to do some giveaways. So definitely stay tuned. We are all about the giveaways whenever we do these live product launches. So during this session, we're going to give away 3 courses to some lucky winners, and we'll let you know how to enter that drawing over the course of our little session here. We also have a special promotion just today through midnight for everybody kind of attending our live here. So for today, you can get 35% off of our dose calculation course. And that offer ends it's good through midnight tonight.
Pacific time.
Midnight yeah. Pacific.
So if you are on the East Coast like me, then you have until 3 a.m.
All right, totally. Hopefully you're not staying awake to study that long. So the other thing too is not only do you get 35% off our dose calculation course, you can also get that off of our ABG course, our EKG course, as well as our contact hour courses. So if you're like an LVN or LPN who needs to get contact hours, and this could be a great way to do that, and it's like study at the same time. If
you just happen to be watching and you're already a working nurse of any variety, then and you need some contact hours, some CEUs to renew your license, which we all do, then you can get them for 35% off with the same code, which is super awesome.
So the code to use in order to get that discount tonight through midnight Pacific is DC Live 35. So Meris is going to put it on the little, she controls the little ticker thing. So she's going to put it up there for you guys. Stephanie, I actually passed my NCLEX watching you guys. We are so excited for
Congratulations.
congrats. We're so happy we could be part of your journey. Okay. Are you guys ready to take a look at our dose calculation course? I'm going to kind of give you a little tour. Again, if you guys have the book, so it's an alternative to our dose calculation workbook. Some people prefer a hard copy book, and there's some advantages to that. But we also have our online course, which I'm going to show you. So
while she's getting that pulled up, if you are a YouTube member, I want to tell you, don't use this code because we have a special code for you. Cathy already has the video ready to go. Is it live now, Cathy? On
the code?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So for the members only, after the live, then go to our community page on YouTube, and there's a special video for you with extra special, perk for our members. So don't use this DC Live 35. You're going to want to go to to our community page and use your special code.
And if you're not a YouTube member and you're like, hey, I want a special code, I want something better than this already great code, you can become a YouTube member and you can get it after the live too. So it's not too late to join. Listen, I'm just telling you, being a YouTube member has its perks because we really, really want to take care of you guys. So hopefully you will like what we have in store for you.
Totally. Okay. So I am gonna share this.
Alrighty. Oh, hang on. Let me move this banner.
All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So this is our full digital course for dosage calculation. And I'm going to continue here. And I've been in and out of this course a million times. So it's going to show lots of attempts and going through all the different chapters here because we spent a long time, QAing and making sure everything was perfect. So in this dose calculation course, there are 12 chapters plus a little conclusion here. And we cover a huge variety of topics. So starting with our welcome page, we go over the 3 main methods for doing dose calculations, which includes dimensional analysis, ratio and proportion, and the formula method. And so we kind of go in detail about each of those methods. And then we have some overall kind of tips for success on how to make sure you are like rounding correctly, making sure you're using leading zeros, but not, trailing zeros, important things you need to know for your dose calculation exam. Then with chapter 2, we go into basic units of measure and conversion. So we've got our a downloadable units of measure document here, which gives you all the household system conversions, converting from metric to household. These are super important. You definitely have to know them and memorize them. How to convert temperature, as well as military and standard time. And so within this chapter, we go through metric system conversions, household system conversions, converting between those two, units of measure. And like I said, converting temperatures between Fahrenheit and Celsius, and converting times between military and standard time. So this is kind of a, I would say basic, but more one of the first things you'll make sure that you know how to do. And then we kind of increase in complexity. So the next chapter goes over abbreviations, prescriptions, and drug label components. So within this chapter, and within every chapter, actually, there are videos. There are videos of me kind of explaining all the different concepts and going through example problems so that you can fully understand how to solve these problems. So a lot of people are auditory visual learners, and they just learn better through watching someone kind of solve these things. So I love math and I love teaching math. And so in this course, there are over 40 videos of me going through every type of problem that you will find in this course. And then following the video, we have practice problems. So you can watch the video, see how to solve the problem, and then do your practice problems. So, and then if we go down here, I'll show you some examples too. After going through prescription components, drug label components, we have an oral medications chapter. So that includes both tablets and capsules, as well as liquid medications. And then we have a chapter on injectable medications. And again, we've got a video as well as practice problems. Then we have a whole chapter on insulin, which is really important. How to read and fill syringes, how to mix insulins, how to deal with an order for correctional coverage as opposed to an order for fixed and correctional coverage. And then if you have a patient with nutritional coverage, how would you determine how many units of insulin to give that patient? Then we have chapter 7 here is like everyone's favorite, reconstitution and dilution. So we go through a variety of reconstitution problems as well as dilution problems. And then we have reconstitution and dilution problems. So really any type of reconstitution and dilution type problem you might get in school, we've got you covered here. Then we have an IV therapy chapter, which includes problems with like delivering IV fluids with a pump, delivering IV fluids via gravity, as well as weight-based IV infusions. And then we come down to I's and O's, how to calculate I's and O's for your patient based on what they've consumed orally and, what IV fluids and medications they're getting and what, their output is in terms of like urine output and wound drainage or emesis, that type of thing. We have a chapter on IV fluid and medication intake. So this would include calculation problems involving IV piggyback medications. So when a patient just has like a single IV access and they're getting continuous fluids, but they're also getting IV piggybacks, like how much fluids is the patient getting? And then we have pediatric specific calculations here, converting weights, calculating safe dosage ranges, calculating maintenance fluids for a pediatric patient, calculating the strength of feeds, like if you're going to be diluting formula when initiating enteral feeding for a patient. And then we have maternity-specific calculations, including oxytocin, magnesium, and calculating blood loss following delivery. And then finally, we have a critical care chapter, which I wish I had learned this. I actually didn't get taught a lot of this stuff when I was in nursing school. I don't know about you, Meris, but this chapter includes PCA pumps. It includes heparin titration, which on the floor, you're absolutely going to be titrating heparin. That's a really common and basic thing you have to do. So we have like a whole heparin titration section, insulin titration, calculating dosage based on the body surface area. And then we have rule of nines and Parkland formula. So I have just taken you through all of the things that we cover in this course, which is a lot. Now, I know not everybody needs to know all of these things for your particular program. So you can just kind of skip to the chapters that are relevant for you and skip over things that you either already know or are not required by your program. So
real quick, Cathy, before you get into that, we have a couple of questions that I want to get to. So one question is this different from the hard copy book, or is it just an online version of the same thing?
It's pretty much the online version of the same thing. So you do not need both. You do not need the book, the hard copy book, and the course. It's really a matter of your preference. So some people like a physical book. Like I'm kind of a physical book type person. And in this book, like we give you room to work problems out, that type of thing. With the online course, you will need to supply your own scratch paper to work the problems out. But the really cool thing about the online course is that when you submit your answer, you get immediate feedback, whether you got it right or wrong, and you get a detailed answer key right there, like on the spot, which is a pretty special and unique thing about the online course. So that I hope that answered that question. Do we have other questions?
Yes. I start my BSN program next August of 23, and I already purchased the Dose Calc workbook. Do you think it's too early to start the book, or should I wait until next year closer to my program start date?
You know what? It's never too early to start reviewing information that you're going to need to know for your program. So going through the units of measure, making sure you know how to convert between household and metric units of measure. And if that goes easily for you, you can like continue on to the prescription labels, order components, and then even to oral medications. You may not want to go through like the entire book before your program, but I absolutely don't think it hurts to go ahead and get started, because for me and for a lot of people I know, dosage calculation stuff is one of the first things you do in each semester. And a lot of programs require you to either get 100%, like my program, or a very high passing score in order to, move on in the program. So if you can study the information in this workbook and like watch the accompanying videos, and just get really familiar and comfortable with dosage calculation problems, then that is really going to set you up for success when you start your program, because you're not going to be nervous about those, the dose calculation exams. Like a lot of people are super nervous about those and they struggle with those. And you will already have this foundation and you will already know how to do this stuff. So you won't have to stress about that, and you can focus on the million other things that you have to do during your nursing program, right?
Yeah. And remember, it's just math. So all this stuff is just the context for the math. So you don't need to know what ceftriaxone is. You don't need to know what acetaminophen is. Right. You just need to be able to do the math. So just ignore the context. You will get that context later when you are in nursing school, when you start your program.
Yeah.
And then one more question, Cathy, is if you purchase the course, do you have lifetime access?
No. So the online course, it is a 1-year access. So that is another difference between the two. So if you purchase the book, the book is yours forever, obviously. With the course, then there is a limit on the access. So that is another consideration for sure. And any other?
One more is this is this good for the LVN program? Absolutely. Any sort of it, and honestly, it's not just nursing. It's RNs, LPNs, LVNs, medics, anybody who's doing any kind of medication administration or is responsible for med math of any variety. This is for you. So yes, absolutely. This is for vocational and practical nurses as well.
Totally. Okay. So like I mentioned, within each chapter, there are videos and then there's practice problems. So I'll just go in to this video. We won't watch the whole thing because, well, one, I hate watching myself on video.
Hi, I'm Cathy with Level Up RN.
But
in this video, we are going to work through dosage calculation
in this video, like I'm working through some oral medication dose calculation problems. And the nice part about this video is if you decide that you really like ratio and proportion, or you really like the formula method, you can skip right to that section. So you can see, like, if I'm in the ratio and proportion, which is Meris's favorite way to calculate stuff, then you can go straight to there. Or if you're really into formula, I can go straight to there, and it will pop over to me working through the problem with the formula method. So I work through an example problem in the video like I do here, and then then you can go down here and take your practice exam for tablets and capsules. So I'm going to retake because I've already taken it a million times, but you can see here, some of our problems include drug labels like this one, and some don't. We try to include a variety of different types of problems. I'm pretty sure we cover every type of problem that you will encounter. So for example, this patient has an order for 20 milligrams and we've got 10 milligram tablets. Obviously, this is a pretty straightforward problem. We definitely have way more challenging problems in this course as well. But it's asking us how many tablets do we administer per dose. So if I put my answer in here, I put 2 and I hit submit, you can see, yay, I got it right. I would give 2 tablets. And if I hit the next button here and kind of scroll down here, we have this answer key, this detailed answer key that comes up right away. And this is probably like the coolest thing about the course that I love the most. So I can look and say, oh, I'm really into dimensional analysis. That's definitely my favorite thing. So it shows me how I would solve this problem with dimensional analysis. But if you're Meris, then you're going to be looking here in the middle at ratio and proportion. And a lot of people love the formula method, which definitely works great and is super simple for many types of dose calculation problems, but can't be used for every single kind of dose calculation problem. So
real quick, there's a question that I definitely want to address. What is the difference with this course and the access we have online when we purchase the book? This is a very, very good and very important question. And the answer is, if you have the book, you don't need this course. This course is for people who do not want to have the book. So there is a difference between this and the companion course. I'll let Cathy tell you a little bit about what that difference is. But if you already have the book, you do not need this.
Right. So, and in your companion course that came with the hard copy book, you get access to all the same videos that are in this course. So the over 40 videos that are in this course, you also have access to those same exact videos in the companion course. And then you also have access to detailed answer keys for all the practice problems in the book, which is this right here. So you can get the detailed answer key for all the practice problems through that companion course as well. So if you have the book at the end of each chapter, like the physical book, at the end of each chapter, there's a very simple answer key, right? Which just lists the answers for problems. Can we see that? Because yeah. Okay. But if you want the detailed answer key, like we have here on the screen.
Cathy. Show it again real quick. I took the screen down so that we can see the answer key. There you go. So yeah, like she said, just the plain answers are in the back of every chapter. So you can just check your work and real quick see, did I get it right or not? But if you're looking for the, wait, I got it wrong, I don't understand why I got it wrong, that's when you would go onto the companion course and look at that detailed answer key. But if you don't have the book, you can get this course, which has all of the questions loaded into it, and it will check your work, immediately tell you if you are right, and pop up that detailed answer key with every question.
Right. So I just go to like the next question and it asks me, okay, I've got 75 micrograms and I have these tablets in 25 micrograms. Again, I'm showing you some of the easier questions, but I would give 3 tablets. And again, if I hit submit, it would give me immediate feedback. And then if I hit next, there's the detailed answer key. So that's kind of how the course works. The physical book, you got the simple answer key at the end of each chapter, but you have the ability to get online with the companion course to look at the detailed answer key like we have here.
Does the book show about ounces and milliliters? You bet it does. We absolutely do. Yes. So that is available both in the book or on this course. We have a whole section on conversions between metric, between household, and then between metric and household, all different directions.
All right. So yeah, so we got kilograms to pounds, pounds to kilograms, milliliters to ounces. You're going to know your conversions by the time you're done with this course for sure. So we go into all of that with this course.
Yep. Does the year start when activated or when purchased?
It starts with purchase as far as I know.
I believe that is correct. Right? Yeah, because there's no real activation that you do. It's just immediately available for you to log in. So it does start with purchase.
Yep. Any other questions for me? Because I don't have chat up when I'm sharing my screen.
Nope, not yet.
Okay. All right. So just let me know. Yeah, so when it comes to prescriptions, we have some example prescriptions where you have to point out the different components of that. So you'll see that. And then if I kind of pop down to like insulin, we have pictures of syringes as well, making sure you know how to read insulin syringes and know how many units are in there. Like I mentioned before, we also have different types of insulin orders, which use correctional coverage, which you will absolutely be doing as a nurse. Lots of people with diabetes out there getting insulin. And this is something, every hospital, has different types of correctional coverage charts, and there's different levels of coverage depending on the patient. But you'll absolutely see stuff like this. So, for example, prior to eating dinner, your patient's blood glucose is 250 and they consume 80 grams of carbohydrates, and they have this order for insulin. And you need to determine how much insulin they get with dinner. So this type of problem requires you to look at the correctional coverage chart to figure out how much insulin they need based on their blood glucose level. In this case, they would need 4 units based on their correctional coverage, but you also need to add in their nutritional coverage. And in this case, we have an insulin to carbohydrate ratio of 1 unit of insulin to 10 carbs. So if you're like, what does that mean? The good news is I explain all of that in the videos that precede these practice problems. So again, for every one of these practice exams, there's a video right before it where I work through an example problem to show you how to do it. And then you can take the practice exams to, confirm your knowledge, and just so you'll feel really comfortable with whatever it is that you're covering. So
I just want to say there's a comment here from Ima that says, "Hi everyone, I absolutely love this book. Took my competency tonight and I think I did well thanks to you, Meris and Cathy." So that is amazing. I'm so glad to hear that.
That's awesome. That is so awesome. And so we were talking about, like, you don't need the book and this course, but we do have a lot of international students and nurses who watch our channel, who want to buy our products. We don't ship our products internationally, our like physical products. So this is great for international students. This gives you the full course, all the stuff that you can find in the book, but through an online course. So we're just really happy to be able to, to reach our international students and supporters.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a lot of questions about, being able to get our materials in other locations, and we just want so badly to be able to make that a reality. So we're really excited to have this option for you guys.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for a minute here. And okay, here I am again. Yay. So let's take a break for a second here because we want to do our giveaway, but you have to listen. You have to listen super carefully because Angelina, who's on with us here, she's like in the chat. She does not mess around. So no, I say this before I tell you how to enter, but no double entries. She will disqualify you if you do a double entry. Okay.
Thank you for correcting me, Ima.
Okay. And then I still need to know how to say Denia's name unless she told us.
Denia, you got to tell us. And then we got a comment here. Thank you all for all you do, Nurse Cathy and Meris. I have flashcards which help me through nursing school and the Nurse Squad games. NCLEX is next. Yes, I love it. And a question here on Facebook: how long do we have to access the online material? 1 year from the date of purchase.
Yep. Okay, so. Oh, I was going to talk about giveaway. So before I tell you how to do giveaway, don't double entry. Don't submit your entry more than once. or else you will be disqualified. And Angela, she will disqualify you, man. Like, she is not messing around. So we're not kidding. Only once. Okay. So if you want to enter, let me make sure I got this right. You want to type in the comments. So you guys ready? You want to type DC, as in dose calculation, space course. So DC course, and then the country you live in. Okay. So DC,
so we're giving
space
away
course.
3 courses.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yep.
So we're giving away 3 courses. So 3 winners. Type DC course and the country where you reside.
All right. So yeah, and we're going to have 3 winners. Okay, good. So Yvonne, she followed directions, as long as she doesn't do it again.
Single entries, no double entries.
Single entry. Okay, everybody
strike
followed
your
directions so well. But I'm telling you, if you do it twice, you're out. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for you. Okay?
Yes.
So we're giving away 3 courses tonight. And as we mentioned earlier in our live, everybody here tonight can go to our website and get 35% off this course, as well as all other courses and contact hours on our website, but it's only through 12 p.m. Pacific time tonight.
So if you don't know, if you're not familiar, we have other courses. So we have an EKG course, we have an ABG course, we now have dose calc. So those are our 3 like courses aimed for, you know, students or anybody who wants to take them. But we also have contact hours, which if you are a working nurse, an RN, LPN, LVN, whoever you might be, and you need contact hours, credit hours, CEUs, whatever you might call them, to renew your license, which is all of us. We all have a requirement wherever it is. We have courses, and we are working on coming up with courses that are specific to what we think you might be interested in. There's a lot of places that you can go to just get like the bare minimum, you know, just get the hours you need and pass. I'm a big believer that you should make something of the time that you're spending doing these credit hours, because why not? Don't do it just to satisfy the requirement. Do it to learn and grow as a nurse. So we're trying to bring you stuff that we think is interesting, important, relevant, or something we think that you may not know and that you could benefit from. So we currently have a few up. We have the wound care, we have incivility in nursing, LGBT plus inclusive care basics, and LGBT plus inclusive prenatal care. And is that what we've got right now?
Yeah, but we have other stuff coming. We've got
very soon
extremity wounds coming. Meris did an amazing presentation on sepsis, which is great. And yeah, I don't know why it only shows 4 people.
It's because we are live. We're live on Facebook and YouTube right now. So there may only be 4 people on Facebook, but there are many more on YouTube, I promise.
For sure. For sure. Okay. So make sure you get your entries in. Don't double entry. Okay.
All right. Closed. All right.
It's closed.
It's closed.
All right. So that's closed. We're going to give Angelina here a few minutes to get the winners picked randomly. And while she is doing that, I just also want to remind our members that there is a better offer for you, special member thing. If you go to our YouTube community page, and I filmed a little video for you there to tell you.
After this live ends.
Yes, totally. So it's not available now, but after this live ends, then head over to the YouTube community page.
And if you are not a member and you want to be a member so that you can also get the better offer, which, like, I mean, I would want the better offer, then you can become a member right now, tomorrow, whatever you want, and all of our membership stuff will be available to you. So definitely become a member. I saw 3 people have become members since we've been live, so thank you so much. Yes, let me see here. Let me scroll back up. We've got Latoya, Bridget, Jenny, Letitia, Donica. I'm so sorry. We've got 5 new members since we've been live, and Bernadette earlier today. So awesome, guys. Be sure to check out that community tab, because that's where you can find all the stuff that we have that is just members only. We've got all of our previous lives are available there for members. We have upcoming lives that are members only chat. So all kinds of that good stuff. Definitely keep an eye out, because we want to make sure to reward you guys and give you all kinds of stuff that we think you might like.
Totally. And we are all about special discounts and extra special stuff for our members. So
we keep getting yelled at to rein it in because we're trying to give away the whole store. So,
and we would. And we tell the marketing team, you better tell us what we're doing or else we're giving away all the things.
Make it rain dose count.
Totally. Okay. What other questions do you guys have about the course? So just to kind of highlight the key things, it's all the stuff, all the same type of problems that are in our dosage calculation workbook, except for you get that immediate feedback. Did I get the problem right or wrong, as well as the detailed answer key. And you have videos before every practice exam that goes over an example problem so you can get really familiar and comfortable with the problem, seeing it worked out on a whiteboard by yours truly. And then you can test your skills after that. So
if you have the book, you don't need the course. So if you already have the book, save your money for something else amazing to help you. You don't need the course too. You've got the companion course and all of the same questions in that book.
Okay, so maybe I will share again here and see if there's anything else that people want to see. Okay, so we were in like the insulin chapter, but I'm going to just pop down here to like critical care, to heparin titration, which... Did you learn to heparin titration in school or just when you got out of school?
I had literally 2 questions one time in my critical care class, and that was it.
Okay. So this dosing regimen, this is exactly the dosing regimen from my hospital. So this is a totally normal heparin protocol that that you'll see in the hospital setting. So, some of these calculations, well, a lot of these calculations you definitely need to know in nursing school. You get tested on in nursing school. Some of the calculations you may not do regularly when you get out of nursing school, but stuff in our critical care section and some of the other sections as well contain real life things that you definitely have to know as a nurse. So for example, with this problem, we have an order for a 4,000 unit IV bolus of heparin, followed by a continuous IV infusion with an initial rate of 10 units per kilogram per hour. What we have available is this. Our patient weighs 220 pounds and their current APTT is 41 seconds. And so you have to figure out the starting infusion rate in milliliters per hour. And Meris, you had a story for me the other day about heparin infusion, a continuous infusion for your patient, right?
Ooh, did I?
Remember something it was the IV, you have to sign off on the IV pump that it's at the right rate?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So in my hospital, of course, heparin is a dual sign-off medication. And so that means 2 RNs have to be present to verify that that the order is accurate and it matches the pump and this, that, the other thing. So 2 of us will look at this chart. So let's say it says that my patient's APTT is 153. So then it's going to be me and Cathy at the bedside. We're going to look at this chart and both of us are going to say together, okay, 153 falls between here. That means there's no bolus. We're going to hold the infusion for 60 minutes and decrease by 3 units. And honestly, we wouldn't actually need 2 RNs for that. I would do that myself because there's nothing to sign off on. But if there were a change, if I were to bolus them or to increase or decrease, I would need a dual sign off. And one time, and so people will say, we've heard people say, oh, you don't need to know how to do med math in the real world. You never have to do it in the real world. The computer does it for you. The pump does it for you. Yeah, but you know who programs the pump? A human being, and human beings make mistakes. So one time very recently, a nurse asked me, hey, can you be my sign off for heparin? And I said, sure. And I went into the room and I looked at what he had and I looked at the thing. Okay, great. And so it looks like, this patient's going to be getting, I don't know what it was, 13 units per kilogram per hour or something like that. And I said, okay, great. And I went over to the pump and it was he had set it and it was going to deliver something like 60 mLs an hour. And I was like, that right away, big red flag, like that sounds not accurate. And so I said, wait, hold on, like back up a second, like something isn't right. And I was like, what? I'm looking at the pump and he's like, yeah, I said him, blah, blah, blah. And I said, wait, stop, man. Hang on a second. And I showed him on the order, we should be giving 13 units per kilogram per hour. And this guy weighs X number of kilograms. So we should be giving this many units per hour. And there's this many units and this many mLs. And if you do the math, then that works out to be something. And it was something like, this guy's going to be getting like, I don't know, 10 mLs an hour or something like that. And he was like, oh my God, I almost killed him. And I said, yeah. But it is important. You have to be able to do that math in real life because it really does come up and you have to be able to know how to do it. Because also, if you work in a school, a clinic, an outpatient setting in the community, you have to be able to do that math by hand because you are not in a setting with things like medication administration records, MARS. So it really, truly does matter. And I'm really glad that we have that. We also have in that critical care chapter, we have medication titration that isn't heparin and insulin. So things like pressors, Levofed, epinephrine, those sorts of things where it is based on your patient's blood pressure and their MAP, and you have to be able to titrate by a couple of micrograms per minute. That stuff is really dangerous and really important. This is stuff that I do all the time in the ER, and it makes me nervous to this day in a good way where I got to check and make sure I really know what I'm doing so I don't accidentally kill someone, with Levofed.
Right. And so here's a norepinephrine infusion. And, you can see the calculations get a little more complicated in this section of the course. And then we also have, this is a norepinephrine. Oh, this is the next part of that same problem. So if I just kind of pop around, here we have a Propofol infusion based on the patient's Rast score. So there is a huge variety of problems in this course. And I just hit enter without actually entering my answer here. And that's why I got it wrong. But the great thing is there's some like real world problems and real world calculations and things that you will need to do when you are on the floor.
And the other thing is, real quick, we made this book not just to help you pass the test, but to help you be a better practicing nurse, because just like we said, we didn't get a lot of information on how to titrate heparin. I never once got a question on titrating pressors like norepinephrine, epinephrine, dopamine, etc. I never once got a question on how to titrate sedation or insulin, and those are things that I do every day in practice. So we want to make sure that you don't just pass the test, but that you have this really good information to help you as a practicing nurse. So even if you think, oh, well, I may never work in critical care, whatever, that's okay. That's okay. But if you do, you'll know, you'll be ready.
Totally. And with that being said, we have our winners. We have our 3 winners of a dose calculation course. So if I call your name, then reach out to support@leveluprn.com, right, Angelina? That's right. What they should probably do. Yep. That's usually what we have them do, right?
Yep.
So our first winner is Henry Nascent. Hopefully I said that right. Naissant, who is from the USA. Our second winner is Tyja Good. So Tyjae, Good, also from the USA. And then we have our third winner is Claudia Meredith from Jamaica. Yay! So congratulations. Super excited for our winners. You get a free course. Reach out to support@leveluprn.com. If you didn't win, if you're a member, like we said, head over after this live to watch the special video in the community section for your special offer. If you're not a member, not too late to join. But if you're not a member, you can use DC Live 35 to get 35% off the course, as well as all the courses and contact hours on our website.
Only through midnight Pacific tonight, though,
Yes.
So do not delay. You don't want to miss out. This is like one of those things that we had to beg and plead and borrow and steal for the marketing team to give us an awesome code for you guys, but it is limited. So go use it tonight so that you can benefit from it.
Totally. Well, any other questions before we kind of end things? I hope, I feel like I showed enough. Do you feel like I showed a lot of details so you got like a good feel for all the types of things that you can find in this course? It's a lot, and you might not need all of it. And you might be like, oh, I already know how to do oral meds. Well, that's cool.
That's
so
cool.
you can go on to you can go on to drip rates with IVs and reconstitution and dilution. We got lots of stuff. So
yeah. Awesome. I'm so glad we were able to show you guys this course.
Totally.
We are really proud of it. You have no clue how hard Cathy and the team have been working on it. I mean, it has truly been a labor of love. So we are really excited to see it come to fruition.
Yep, totally. It's been a huge team effort. So we're just really, really proud of this. And we love the course. I hope you love it as much as we do. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we will see you guys again. Well, Meris will see you again.
I will see you September 22nd, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for office hours. If you are a YouTube member, the chat is open to you. You can ask me any of your questions about nursing school, advice for how to handle situations, how to study, you know, or you can just tell me about what you learned in clinical. I love to hear your stories too. So I will see you on the 22nd, and then we will be back in October for our next couple of lives that we will have.
So Danaya, Danny, we still haven't figured it out. You're going to win something one of these days. You just keep coming. You keep coming. We give away stuff all the time. So it's bound to happen.
All the time. Yeah,
for sure. Okay. All right. You guys take care. Have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Okay.
We'll see ya. Bye.
All right, bye.